Welcome back to the Observable Unknown. There are things human beings continue doing long after they've forgotten why. A candle is lit, a name may be spoken, a chair can be left empty, a grave visited, a meal is prepared the same way every year. At first, these gestures may seem like habit, custom, or sentiment, but ritual is rarely small. Ritual is memory given a body. It's what meaning becomes when explanation is no longer enough. The previous interludes traced a movement. Inheritance asks what we receive before choosing. Lineage asks what families transmit before anyone names the pattern. Language asks which words shape our reality. Myth asks which stories teach the world how to mean. Ritual asks what does a story become when it enters action. Human beings don't preserve meaning through ideas alone. We preserve it by gathering, repeating, touching, washing, fasting, feasting, mourning, and returning. The action says, this mattered before me. This matters now. This must not disappear. Anthropologist Rappaport, long associated with the University of Michigan, studied ritual, religion, ecology, and social order. His fieldwork among the Tsembaga Maring of Papua New Guinea led him to understand ritual not as decorative behavior, but as a structure through which communities regulate obligation, authority, relationship, and survival. Ritual doesn't merely express belief. Sometimes ritual creates the conditions under which belief becomes possible. The action comes first. Understanding may arrive later. Yet the action continues carrying meaning. A child may not understand the theology of prayer, but still learns reverence. A mourner may not explain why flowers belong on a grave, but still knows where the body must go. A family may forget why a certain meal is prepared, but still gathers around the table. The table remembers, the hand remembers, the body remembers before the mind can explain. At the University of Oxford, anthropologist Harvey Whitehouse has studied ritual, memory, and group identity. His work distinguishes between rituals repeated frequently and rituals made unforgettable through rarity and intensity. Some bind people through rhythm, week after week, gesture after gesture. Other rituals divide life into before and after, initiation, marriage, ordeal, pilgrimage, burial. Some rituals bind through repetition, others bind through intensity. Both tell the nervous system, you aren't alone inside this meaning. Others have stood here, now you stand here too. This is why ritual can survive after doctrine weakens, language changes, or the original story becomes fragmentary. People may no longer know exactly why the gesture matters. They only know it would feel wrong not to perform it. That feeling is inherited meaning pressing through the body. Think of a family after death. Someone brings food, someone makes coffee, someone opens the photographs, someone saves a voicemail, someone continues the recipe. No one calls this liturgy, but it is. It's grief becoming survivable through action. Ritual gives sorrow somewhere to land. Its absence can be devastating. Death usually has a funeral, a wake, a shiva, a memorial, or a meal, but estrangement has almost no ritual. Neither does the end of a friendship, nor the loss of faith, nor the disappearance of a future, not even the death of a former self. So the grief wanders without witness, gesture, or room, and grief without ritual becomes private weather. Modern life offers more explanations than ever, but fewer shared forms. We can discuss trauma, attachment, anxiety, and family systems, yet many people still don't know what to do with the body when meaning breaks. The mind may understand, the body still waits for a right. This sits close to my work in neurosomatic praxis. The nervous system doesn't learn through explanation alone. It learns through breath, gesture, sequence, rhythm, and return. Sometimes change begins when the body practices a different pattern. Light the candle, name the fear, breathe before speaking, write the sentence, mark the threshold, close the day, return tomorrow. Not because the gesture possesses childish magic, because it teaches the body that meaning can be carried without being solved. Ritual also belongs to my system of temporal architecture. Time isn't only measured, it's marked. Morning and mourning. Anniversary, Sabbath, threshold, first time, last time. A calendar without ritual is only measurement. A life without ritual risks becoming only sequence. It also belongs to narrative architecture, the vow, the crossing, the confession, the farewell, the blessing, the return. Ritual is narrative performed by the body. It says something changed, something must be honored, something must be released, something must be carried forward. My relational topology of consciousness belongs here as well, because even solitary rituals are often addressed to someone: ancestors, deities, intermediaries, the dead, the unborn, to memory, to the person we were, to the person we're becoming. Ritual makes relationship visible through action. It says, I remain in relation even to what cannot answer. Yet, ritual must be examined. It can preserve gratitude or fear. It can bind or imprison. It can heal or conceal. A family custom can become coercion. A religious act can become control. A public ceremony can disguise obedience as reverence. The question isn't whether ritual is good or bad. The question is, what is it carrying? A culture that loses ritual doesn't become free of ritual. It invents poorer ones. Compulsive checking, endless scrolling, outrage cycles, public shaming, empty productivity. The body will ritualize something. The question is whether the pattern serves life. People often remember through action that they can no longer explain. That isn't a failure of intelligence. It's one of the oldest forms of human intelligence. The body keeps faith with meanings the mind has misplaced. So, light the candle consciously, set the table carefully, keep the photograph with tenderness, close the door when it must be closed, return to what deserves return, release what should no longer be repeated, and ask, what is this action carrying? If this interlude caused you to reconsider the rituals, habits, gestures, or repetitions carrying your life, make that known. Leave a rating or a review, not for recognition, for signal, so what survived without explanation may finally be understood with care. Until next time, remember, you don't become what you feel. You become what you return to, and what you return to returns as you.